Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
Coming up on The Zone Extra, a tradition-rich lacrosse team has its sights set on another deep postseason run.
If we play to our full strength, I don't think anyone can beat us.
Tonight in the Coach's Corner, we're joined by the man in charge of the top volleyball program in the state. Plus, our athlete of the week ranked as one of the best sophomore baseball players in the country.
We've always had a dream of chasing that state title, and we're still working on that. You know, we got 2 or 3 more years out here, and we are just doing everything that we can to make that moment happen.
Ring it up, the Zone Extra starts right now.
Evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping by the Zone Extra. I'm Charlie Clifford. We are less than 1 week away from the first spring sports postseason in 2 years, people. Our excitement tonight on the Zone Extra, we can't contain it. Our Coach's Corner, the top-ranked boys volleyball team in the state, looking for another state title. Fisher's head man Carlos Capo with us. Do not miss that conversation. Plus our athlete of the week. You just heard from Max Clark on the intro, one of the top sophomore, baseball players in the country. Franklin community, we have your star tonight. Don't miss the latest edition of Ask the Commissioner as well, the IHSAA's Paul Neidig. And we want you to be part of our show as well. Those details in just one moment. First, hardware was on the line Saturday afternoon. City softball tourney title, Bishop Chatard Cathedral. This was bonkers. Trojans take an early lead. The Irish respond, a pair of runs in the top of the 5th. Chatard retook a 1-run lead heading to the final inning. Cathedral down to their final strike. Leah Brunell, 3-run homer. And that is your difference. 5-3 the final. We are just 1 week plus a few days away from the start of softball sectional play. Brunell, you are on fire. Meanwhile, it was a special night for a handful of teams Friday. Victory Field, look at you. You look good. Center Grove, Brownsburg. This game, all dogs. Ty Matthews, 4+ innings of 1-hit ball on the bump. 12-1 the final. Brownsburg over the 3rd-ranked Trojans. Prep baseball returning to the Vic on the 18th and 19th of June. You know what's going on then, the state finals. Now on the hard courts, girls tennis postseason action, we are just less than a week away. Sectionals begin Wednesday, run through May 22nd. It's been another great year for, the CARMEL girls tennis program. 2nd-ranked Hounds claimed the MIC championship this past weekend, notched a 4-1 win over 4th-ranked Columbus North as well. So head coach Brian Hannon says this team just happy, obviously, with the results on the court, but also, hey, we're out here, we're competing for a trophy. This is something we didn't get to do last year.
It's been great. Obviously, these girls, they missed it, I missed it. But just to be back here has been a lot of smiles. You know, obviously we were pretty devastated last year not having a season, and you know, we had some potential last year to go far, so that was in the back of our minds. But we're just out here, you know, we're having some fun, and again, just looking at our ultimate goal, win the conference and make a state tournament run this year.
I was definitely still hitting, but like I hadn't been playing matches at all, so it was kind of hard getting back into like competitive mentality, but the more matches we play, the better it's been getting.
So we always work towards the state championship. It's a really exciting state run, and so this year it's going to be especially special for us, just because obviously we didn't have the opportunity, and I think it'll be really cool for the underclassmen to see what it's like to be in the state tournament and all the thrills.
Anthony and the seniors ready to roll. Still have a little work to do. South Bend St. Joe's hanging on to that #1 spot in this week's girls tennis rankings. Park Tudor, we see you as well. As we mentioned, Columbus North 4th went down at the hands of the Hounds earlier this past week. Let's move to lacrosse. One of the best boys teams in the state, Hamilton Southeastern. After a win over top-ranked Culver, yes, upset alert complete. The Royals are now 2nd in this week's state poll. No strangers to success here. HSE has reached the Final Four in each of the last 4 state tournaments, including You recall the 18 state title team finishing runner-up in 19 to Cathedral. The Royals averaging 14 goals per game this year. That's plenty. They have their sights set on another state championship. The team's key to success, well, it's the work behind the scenes that you and I often don't get to see. You get to see it on the Zone Extra.
It's a we not me mentality. So they chose to play a team sport, and so we hold them accountable to that. And we believe if each individual is holding themselves and their teammates accountable, then we're going to be successful.
I think it's huge being an upperclassman heavy team. When we get maybe down in a game, we're always there to push right back. We got the upperclassmen to get the lowerclassmen in line. When we're up in big games, we just stay under control, and we're not overly excited, and we're not down on ourselves when we let in a goal.
I think they've really done a great job coming together early in the season and putting goals together and just coming together as a group and moving the ball and moving the net. If we played to our full strength, I don't think anyone could beat us.
The way we've gelled as a team and how good of friends we are on and off the field is really pushed us on the field to be good. I think that'd be the greatest gift, just going out on a high note. We've grown up together for the longest time, so I think it'd be awesome to give it one last hurrah.
Shout out Brian Eckstein in the middle of the madness at practice there. Look out, Bri. Here are your top 5 in the state in lacrosse. Again, Culver hanging on to number 1 despite the upset by HSE. Cathedral, Carmel, 2 local teams also very much in the conversation ahead of postseason play. Time for a quick break, but much more ahead on the Zone Extra. Up next, the coach in the house tonight. Top-ranked Fishers volleyball team looking for another title. We will introduce you to Carlos Capo just a moment away here on the Zone Extra, and still ahead, he's already committed to one of the best college baseball programs in the country. How old is this man? We'll introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Franklin Community High School. That's next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by JUNKOKING.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Charlie Clifford here with you tonight. It is our Coach's Corner with Carlos Capo of the Fishers Boys Volleyball Program. Coach, welcome aboard. We were just chatting about your story behind the scenes. To all the Fishers fans out there, thank this man for not only getting the program on the right path, but ranked in the top 15 in the country this season, Coach. Is it hard to fathom that, considering you just started this thing 7 years ago?
If you asked me 7 years ago, I definitely wouldn't say that we would be, doing as well as we're doing. It's all the community that we have. The players really took to it. They decided, this is kind of fun. Former basketball players, football players, tennis players, they said, let me give this a try during open gyms, and they fell in love with the game. So they put in the hard work in the off season. And thanks to them, we've been able to be successful quickly.
When potential players and parents come to you, you get a little sense, all right, there's some interest here. What do you tell them in terms of volleyball and what volleyball can do for young kids everywhere across the state?
When you look at a lot of schools, there are players that can't, they won't make a team once they get to a sophomore or junior year, and this is an ability of being able to continue to play a team sport and represent their school.
Sure.
So we give them that ability, and at the college level, volleyball is growing immensely for men. So there's a lot of opportunities there. So I tell them it's something you can play in college.
Right.
And I'm 50 years old, I still play volleyball. So it's a very social sport. You can play competitive, beginner. It's something you're gonna play the rest of your life.
And we're thrilled to have you here in the Hoosier State. Previous stops for Carlos, New Jersey, Tampa Bay, and I think you're going to be safe here for a while, Coach. So don't go anywhere on us. Let's take a look at this season. An incredible run. What stands out? You're the #1 team in the state. You lost 1 match. First in-state loss in over 1,000 days. Has that changed the narrative? Has that helped you at all motivate towards the end of the season?
I believe so. There's a huge monkey on our backs, going undefeated against in-state teams in 2019, not having a season in 2020.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. So it was a battle royale, I called it, when we played around Cali. They were so motivated. They're a great team. They have a lot of players that have been playing since 4th, 5th grade, so they're awesome. And it was a match I'll remember for a long time. So it gives us a little bit of motivation into the state tournament to say, hey, we're anybody can beat anybody at any given day, so we still have to work hard.
Regional sectionals. What's the message to the team? What's the landscape for teams all across the state? Because this is the best time of the year, and I know you've waited for it for a long time, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. We have 8 regionals taking place throughout the state, so the top 8 teams host a regional. Saturday, we'll crown 8 regional champions, and each one of those champions will go to Southport next Friday for the quarterfinals. And then Saturday for the semis, the All-Star, the All-Academic, and then the championship match.
You walked us through. Southport is the place to be, folks. If you want to catch volleyball, if you want to see Fishers in action, give me your team. Who stands out in terms of someone that we may be watching beyond the high school level, a story we can latch onto tonight, Coach?
It has to be Aaron Chucky Hernandez.
Okay.
Chucky is an amazing athlete. Started playing volleyball in 8th grade, so younger than most players, if you will. And
that's hard to fathom. A lot of folks out here in the Hoosiers said, I've been dribbling the basketball since I was this high. I've been playing football since 2nd grade. This is a good story of someone who's come in, as you said, this is the path, it sounds like, for a lot of kids, getting a little later start.
Yeah, absolutely. So he continued to grow every year, a couple more inches. He does a lot of working out in the off season. And he just got bigger, stronger. He touches over 11.4 when he jumps. So he's a great athlete. He's going to go play at Ball State. So it's a Division I. You don't get a lot of Division I players out of the state of Indiana on a regular basis. So
11.4. Did he play hoops for Coach Weiniger?
No, he wishes he
Coach,
did.
Coach Weiniger, where's Hernandez? Get him on the roster.
He was a gymnast before volleyball.
Let's take a look at your story. Who do you want to thank tonight, Coach? You've had such a unique path. You know, you found a great spot here coaching. Again, folks, if you've just joined us, 2014, this program didn't exist. And now you're among the top 15 teams in the country. I want to give you the mic. Who do you want to say thank you to?
It has to be my wife, Gretchen. The amount of hours we put in, I call it, during high school season, it's almost a full-time job on top of my regular job. So she's been very supportive. I call her the super mom of our program at Fishers because we wouldn't run without her support. So she puts up with a lot during the season. I also coach club in the off season, so there's a lot of time away, if you will. She participates in a lot of the tournaments as well. But again, I'm coaching. I'm with the players a lot of the time. So definitely, she's a rock.
See, coming off Mother's Day, who's the star behind this sport? Mrs. Capo at home. Coach, we appreciate it. Great to meet you, and all the best in regionals and sectionals, right?
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Go follow Fishers Volleyball. Much more on WishTV.com. Brian Eckstein's done a great job chronicling their season. Time for a quick break. We'll be back when we return. The frenzy in Franklin. Max Clark, meet him. He's hitting bombs. We'll be back. Plus, what about this team? We reveal our play of the week. We're going to head to the Lynx or the Diamond. We'll give you that story as well. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
This is the Zone Extra. Charlie Clifford with you tonight. The Central Indiana high school baseball scene. Okay, let's take a little look here. They're making room for a new star, this ball player, building a national following, but his best work is done right at home. Max Clark is comfortable with the microphone.
What's up, big guy? This is Jace Fowler. This is Grant, and then we got Ruck. We got Bo. We got Bake hitting in the cage right now.
One of the toughest outs in Indiana in the batter's box. And approaching Quentin Nelson territory with the eye black.
I think 6 or 7 containers at a minimum. And then we also went through 2 or 3 containers of blue eye black, so Walmart's completely out.
Franklin Community's lefty pitcher and center fielder, currently ranked among the top 3 sophomore ball players in America.
There's definitely a lot of buzz going around town. We've got off to a really good start. We've noticed that with quite a few more people showing up. People are super excited.
Committed to powerhouse Vanderbilt before even playing a single high school game. Where can you catch him off the diamond?
checking in on the local Little Leaguers.
Right now, the theme of Franklin baseball is if you build it, they'll come. And getting out there and seeing the 10, 11, 12 Franklin youth baseball players, these kids absolutely love coming out to our games. We can't do anything but return the favor to them.
The question I want to know today, Max's longest home run. What's the distance?
I would say about 410 off of the bleachers and right. Lots of energy. Let one rip, and all you hear is little kids screaming. I loved it.
Ranked inside the top 15 teams in Class 4A, this is one of the best scenes in the state.
Franklin is great. The community loves it. Everybody's at our games. Absolutely huge crowds. And there's just nothing better than playing baseball at Franklin community.
Charlie.
Max Clark, great to meet you. All the best going forward. Time for a quick break. Still ahead on the Zone Extra, our play of the week. Let's get to it. Plus, the latest installment of Ask the Commish, Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. We're talking shot clocks. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
A very timely edition of Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to the IHSAA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, and deliver you his answer. This week, the National High School Federation just yesterday adopted a measure allowing states to implement a 35-second shot clock in basketball if they choose. So here's our question for the commish. Has the IHSAA considered adding the shot clock? And what are your reasons for or against a decision? Commish.
For the basketball shot clock to come to fruition and be able to be utilized here in Indiana, the first thing that would have to happen, the National Federation of High Schools would have to propose a rule and adopt a rule for the use of the shot clock. But I got to tell you, I've looked at this at great length many years, and I've talked to coaches that are in favor of a shot clock, and that same coach may have a different style team the next year, and they're not in favor of the shot clock. And the one thing I would say is, here in Indiana, we have a tournament that every team in the state of Indiana gets to play. And if the name of the game is to take the students that walked in your door at your school and give them the best opportunity to win, possession control is certainly a strategy. We've got the best coaches, the best players in the country, and I never want to do anything to take away a coach's ability to win a game. And that's kind of been my focus for a long time. And again, when you're blessed to be in Indiana and basketball is the game, we want our coaches to be able to do everything they can to win a game, give those kids an opportunity to compete for a championship. And like I say, possession control is key. That's what you choose to teach. That's what your kids are good at. You shouldn't have that tool taken away from you.
There's a pretty clear answer from your commish. Thank you to Paul Neidig for that. If you have something that you want to put on the commish's desk, send us a tweet, hashtag the Zone Extra, hashtag Ask the Commission. This is how things come together behind the scenes. Very interesting insight there. Now, one of our favorite parts of covering high school sports, you know what this is. It's the passion of you in the stands. The fans, we've missed you for over a year. Finally, slowly coming back, school spirit. We still see it everywhere, social media. The prestigious Zone Banner Spirit Award. We are ready to fire it up again this fall. Congrats to the 2020 champs, Westfield. Your celebration continues. We are always looking for great school spirit across Central Indiana. Creativity, community, passion. Get online. Show us on your social media accounts, and we will remember ahead of this fall as we crown the next banner champ. Now it's time to take a look at our play of the week. Each week, featuring one of the top plays from our world that we love, the high school sports world across Central Indiana. We want to get you involved. We will tell you how you can join in just a moment. First, the top play this week, Carmel softball, Audrey Hussein, that is deep and gone to left. 2-run homer gives the Hounds a 6-3 lead. They went on to defeat Fisher 16-6, and that is the swing that we have taught for many, many years for Audrey Hussein. Congratulations out to left. We want to see you. Send us your top plays. Again, tweet us your videos. Use the hashtag #TheZoneExtra. Watch next Thursday night. And you can join the show, again, every Thursday night. If you're out at a game, send it our way. Thank you to Coach Capo, for Charlie Clifford and the rest of the staff on the Zone Extra. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you as postseason play picks up here. Spring sports, you deserve every moment of it. We know you've waited plenty long to get back towards a state championship. All the best to all the competitors going forward. Have a great night, everybody.